And hopefully I can feel a bit better after I revisit a game I replayed countless times as a kid, Monsters Inc. Scare Island on the PS2. This is, in fact, the same game as the PS1 Monsters Inc. game. To be honest, I never played that one, and I didn't even know it had a PS1 version until I got a demo disc for it long after I finished the PS2 version. It's the same game essentially, it just looks better and runs smoother, but better graphics or not, God help me, it doesn't do much for Scare Island. Waternoose looks like a raisin, and Sully here has more teeth than face. Onto the training mode then, and who do I pick? Well, based entirely on the way that they walk, I'm not a fan of Sully's extending stretchy neck, so I guess I'm gonna have to pick Mike. I think I made the wrong choice. This training mode sucks, no other word for it. I get that it's a tutorial to ease younger players into the game, but this goes on for way too long, since each room of the stage goes over every individual move you have. There's a room for jumping, and a separate room for double jumping. That's how redundant this whole thing is. And in every single room, you get to listen to Roz talk at you, and after a while, she starts to sound like a massive sneeze. So we get out of the training mode and into the actual stages, which are free roaming 3D environments with sub-areas you need to unlock and edges you can't cross. The game itself is kind of like a Mario 64 collectathon mixed with Ape Escape. You run and jump around, attack enemies, and collect this stuff called ooze in order to fill up a meter. After you've filled it up enough, you then go on the hunt to catch these robot children. Thank the Lord we're not hunting real children. And if they're the same color as the meter point that you filled up to with the ooze, you can adequately scare them. Scare enough of them and you clear the level. Well done. Unlike Ape Escape though, where searching for these escaping targets and catching them is fast-paced, reaction-heavy, there's usually platforming or puzzle solving to get around, and it takes one swipe to grab them afterwards as a nice payoff. Monsters Inc. instead just places the kids everywhere in not very difficult locations and then forces you into a button-mashing scaring game every single time you find one of these things. And the higher color level they are, the more button mashing you have to do. This gets immensely tiring insanely quickly. There's nothing fun about this, and not rewarding even slightly for finding these things in the first place, because you don't just get to pat yourself on the back and move on like in Ape Escape. To be fair though, it is funny once or twice to see some of the final scaring animations. In fact, while we're here, was I the only person in the world that thought it was completely backwards in the movie that Sully was considered the scary one and Mike was considered the funny one? The facial animations aren't the only things I'm not too sure about on the production value though. It's all over the place throughout the game. Check out these water physics. It looks like they're trying to escape the game. Sometimes the models look absolutely fine, and sometimes they make me want to off myself. And they also reuse the same victory animations for the monsters when they grab the main medal collectibles of the game, which is fine, but these animations are in sync with one specific line of dialogue, and the characters say different lines for different medals. For a nice bit of replayability, as you go through the game, you unlock more tools to use to access areas you couldn't get to before, and if you quit a level, thankfully, the amount of ooze and other collectibles you got on the level is stored, making the dashes towards the final collectibles and children to scare much easier. And check this out, you even get to race Randall as a makeshift boss battle, and these bits are really fun, I'm not gonna lie.